to show you guys how to make a very basic pencil topper, kind of like the one that you can see on the screen here. So I've got a hole for my pen to go in, okay, and then obviously it's got my name on the outside there. So if anyone tries to steal my pen, I'll know who it is because my pen has that pencil topper on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new design. So click on that plus button up the top there, and then that gives me a blank canvas to work with. Now, what we're going to do first of all is we're going to create a rectangle, and then we're going to extrude that. Now, if you haven't used Fusion 360 before, go back and watch the video that I created on creating a key tag. That's like a more simple version of what we're about to do, and it's a better starting point. I go through some more of the basics in more detail, so you might find that a bit more helpful to start off with. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a new sketch, and I'm going to create it on that bottom plane. Okay, so that means basically if I'm going from the top down, and I can see from my orientation cube I'm looking for from the top down, you can see that this is basically the print bed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with a rectangle. Okay, and I'm going to make my rectangle 70 millimeters long, and I'm just going to make it about 15 mil wide. And actually, I'm going to change that other measurement. I'm going to make that 60 millimeters there. And I've just done that by typing into those boxes. And then I can press tab to access the other one. So once I've got those measurements, I press enter. And you can see there I've got my rectangle. Okay, now it's not a rectangular prism yet. So what I've got to do is I've got to finish the sketch over in the top right hand corner. And then I need to extrude. So I'm going to click extrude, and then you can see it wants to extrude that for me. And I want to make that 15 millimeters so that I've got a square on both ends. So I've done that, click OK. So like I said, some of this might be going a little bit too quickly if you haven't done the key tag video. So make sure you do that first. Otherwise, this might be moving a little bit too quickly for you. So now what I want to do is I want to put my name on one of these sides. So I'm just going to choose that side, and I'm going to choose create sketch, and it knows now that I'm going to be drawing on that side of my object. So what I want to do is I want to create some text. So I go to the create menu and I choose text, and then I need to kind of create a text box. Now, it doesn't have to be exact, but just go somewhere on that rectangle, click OK, and then you can type in your name. And you can see at the moment this is a little too big. I can change the font, which I might change to that. Actually, no, I kind of like that Arial Black. We're going to stick with that. But instead of 12 mil higher, maybe I'll go for something like 8. Maybe 10. Just do a bit of trial and error. Make sure it fits neatly how you want it to. Looks pretty good. I'm going to click OK. Now I can here click on the letters and just click out of there. Click on those letters. I can move it around a little bit to make it nice and centered. Perfect. Now I'm going to finish that sketch. Now at the moment, it's just a two-dimensional shape, my name. So nothing is going to get 3D printed there. So I need to decide whether I want to push that in or pull it out. So either way, I need to click on extrude, and then I need to click on the letters of my name. And then I can extrude by pulling it out by putting in a positive measurement. So I can put in 1 mil or 2 mils, okay, or I can push it in by doing a negative measurement. So -1, for example, we'll push it in just a little bit. That looks pretty good to me. I'm pretty happy with that. So I've got my name there. Now what I could do is on the other side, I could put my surname, or I could put my name again, or I could put some other sort of design on any of those 4 sides around the outside. And I could put something on the end there as well if I wanted to, because that's the end that's not going to have the hole in it. Okay. Now, if I click back on the home button, that'll take me to this view. Now, what I want to do is I want to create a hole in this end. Okay, so like I said, you can create other features on yours if you wish, but I'm just going to go ahead now and create a hole. So I want it to happen in that side there, and then I'm going to click on the hole function up the top there. So if I click on that, now I've done this already before, so it sort of knows what I want to do. But here are on the right hand side, here are the settings for that hole. So you can see I've created my hole so that it's 40 millimeters deep and it's 7.4 millimeters wide. Now this measurement, the width of the hole, needs to be exactly the width of your pen or the diameter of your pen at its widest point. If you create a hole that's too small, your pen won't fit in. And if you create a hole too big, it will fall off your pen too easily. So make sure you have a very precise measurement there and then click OK. Okay, you can see there, I've got my hole there. So now if I was to 3D print this, that'd be great. I could put my pen in there. Everything's exactly how I want it. Now, what I might do though, at the moment, all these edges are really sharp. So what I can do is I can click on any edge, say that one for example, and then I can go up here to modify, and I can either fillet or chamfer. I'm going to show you both. So if I do a fillet, that's kind of rounding off the edge. So now if I make that, say, 5 mil, too much. Let's try 2 mil. Okay, that's probably too much. Maybe 1.5 maybe. Okay, so you can see there, I've rounded off that edge. Now you might like to do that to your other edges as well. So you can see if I go sort of side on, you can see how it's sort of rounded off. Okay, now if I click on a different edge, I could do the same thing, but to show you the difference, I'm going to go to modify and I'm going to choose chamfer. And again, I'm going to do 1.5. Okay, and you can see there, if I go side on, you'll see there that that's kind of like a 45-degree finish. So both of those options can kind of enhance your pencil topper or anything you create by making it a little smoother. You could do that on all of the edges. You could do that on some of them, or you could leave it just with those sharp 90-degree edges. Whatever design you're sort of looking for is fine. Now, you've created your object, so now the next thing you need to do is you need to export it so that it's in a format that I can 3D print for you. So the way to do that is to go to File, and then you're not saving, okay, and you're not 3D printing, even though we are, you are exporting that product, okay? So we're going to export, and then you're going to give it a name. So I'm going to call it Jason. And if you have a color preference for the filament, so color preference for your object, put that into the file name. Now you can see my file type is already an STL file. Yours might not be, so go to this little drop down list and find STL. You might need to scroll down to find it. Okay, and then in the location bit, you click on the 3 dots and you choose the location where you want this to finish or where you want it to save. Okay, and I've chosen my 9DDC, called it Jason White, it's STL, click save. Now, a lot of people think that that's done. That's not done yet. You've just saved the location. You haven't saved the file yet. So to save the file, you need to click on export. So if we click export, okay, you can see that it's completed. Now what you need to do is you need to go to your email, create an email to me, attach it. So click on the paperclip, attach it. So find it, then attach it to the email. Don't embed it in the email. Attach it to the email, and then send that email to me, and I can 3D print that for you. Hope you enjoyed watching this video and you've learned a little bit. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.